The light elves are bad too. Everyone's a bad guy in war, who would have thought? Are the developers trying to tell me that Ukraine aren't the universal good guys who are gonna save the world and defeat those evil fascists in Russia? I'm surprised that somebody hasn't tried to cancel Sony Santa Monica for this.
What?
Yeah, we're talking Synthetic Man today.
He's funny.
Featuring a black female protagonist.
He's political.
Outer Worlds was fucking horrible. Some of the worst writing I've ever seen in an RPG. Just blatant capitalism bad.
He's funny.
It doesn't help that I was playing it on hard mode. I'll become a communist revolutionary any day now.
These past couple of months, I've been wondering, asking myself questions, a lot more than usual. What makes Synthetic Man so synthetic? Is it his mind, his body, or his spirit? Well, young child, I might be able to soothe your ears with the answers of the questions that you may ask every day. This is Ghost Adventures. Okay, so there's a whole world dedicated to this man. I've found a shit ton of videos about this guy, and I only recently found out about him through Caudle Man's video. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it.
Stop me if you've heard this one before. It's a set of combat arenas connected with linear hallways. Everything that's in between a combat encounter is either a puzzle or a minor optional little side pathway that has a treasure chest at the end. I know a shit ton of you are going to have no problem with this whatsoever. You might not even notice that it's all a bunch of linear hallways. But I just want to remind you that back when Final Fantasy XIII came out, everyone called it Final Hallway 13, and the resemblance is truly uncanny.
Attention parents and grandparents of young children. Gerber Life is accepting applications for their affordable Grow-Up Plan. The Grow-Up Plan gives your child $10,000 in whole life insurance protection now, then doubles automatically to $20,000 later at no extra cost. Free information will be sent to parents and grandparents who call now. Help give your child a head start for just pennies a day. Don't wait. Call now for free information.
Call 1-800-829-8866. Call now.
Yeah, that clip made about as much sense as me putting the Gerber Life commercial at the end of it. But if you guys have never played some of the God of War games, their game design, level design, just kind of the combat, everything, it's more or less just a hack and slash linear pathway with a lot of combat arenas. And yes, there are a lot of puzzles and a lot of collectibles after you do those big combat arenas. That's really what it can be summed up as. But he's basically complaining that the game is being God of War and it's not being Spider-Man 2. So with the little description for these games out of the way, I'm going to be showing you guys a few gameplay clips of God of War 1, 2, and 3. Then I'm going to be showing you guys God of War 2018 to kind of compare.
Stop me if you've heard this one before. It's a set of combat arenas connected with linear hallways. Everything that's in between a combat encounter is either a puzzle or a minor optional little side pathway that has a treasure chest at the end. Stop me if you've heard this one before. It's a set of combat arenas connected with linear hallways. Everything that's in between a combat encounter is either a puzzle or a minor optional little side pathway that has a treasure chest at the end. Stop me if you've heard this one before. It's a set of combat arenas connected with linear hallways. Everything that's in between a combat encounter is either a puzzle or a minor optional little side pathway that has a treasure chest at the end. Stop me if you've heard this one before. It's a set of combat arenas connected with linear hallways. Everything that's in between a combat encounter is either a puzzle or a minor optional little side pathway that has a treasure chest at the end.
I guess for this man, doing his research on video games that he's reviewing is an act against God himself. I just don't get why he's trying to make this whole thing into an argument. Like it was an argument in the first place. The first 3 God of War games are linear path. That was the whole intent on the design of these games. But I guess if it's not Warhammer 40k or Overwatch 2, he can enjoy it. But I think I've figured out what he wants in his video games. He wants open world, endless story RPG elements that don't cater to anything and make you grind to upgrade your gear. But anybody who disagrees with him is communist trash. So here's the next couple of clips.
These motherfuckers can attack at lightning speed and have unblockable moves or moves you have to parry, and can dodge out of the middle of combos, shit like that just makes them not very fun to engage with unless you're spamming runic attacks. And for my last major criticism of the combat, let's talk about hard mode somewhat briefly. As tempting as it is to talk about this in length, because I unfortunately played about 2/3 of the game on hard mode, or Give Me No Mercy, it's a waste of time because most people will never play it on hard, and trust me, it's a mistake.
Here's the thing, I just don't get why anybody would want a video game that has complex combat where you have to methodically think out your next attack and your dodge move. I just don't get it. I don't get why anybody would ever want to play one of those shit, absolute dog-ass garbage games. And to talk about the whole hard mode in God of War is specifically designed to be played on the hardest difficulty. You can play it on easy, you can play it on normal, but all around you're probably most definitely going to get the exact same treatment as if you were playing it on hard mode. So I don't know what his little argument for this one is, but let's try to keep it on the dance floor and go to these next clips.
Then Kratos and Odin have a verbal confrontation. Once again, the old Kratos would never talk to Zeus. He would just try and kill him as soon as he saw him.
Shit, I mean, I guess the Mandela effect really got to our heads. I thought he was talking to Zeus on that tower in God of War 3. Oh, no, hang on. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, he's just wrong.
What will you do, Father? You can no longer hide behind the skirts of Athena.
Athena is dead because of the rage that consumes you, Kratos.
I said it already, and I'm gonna say it again. I guess doing research for your videos is just too much for one man to handle.
And this is the second major point of subversion, because despite God of War 2018 building up Odin and especially Thor as being like these badass super powerful guys, Odin looks like a frail old man and sounds like a snake oil salesman.
I ain't gotta say anything for this one.
Kratos chases him. Turns out he can now turn into animals. Yes, the biggest character development for Atreus is that he is now a furry. It doesn't even matter because despite literally being given a waifu...
Oh, what? Next clip? Yeah? Alright.
Am I the only one who thinks Sindri is like a groomer or a pedophile or something?
Alright, I'm done. Let's just go over to another video, eh?
Yep, that's me, dying in the tutorial mission. I bet you're wondering how I got myself in this situation. Well, as you probably could tell immediately, this is supposed to be a mounting tutorial. Well, I completely ignored that. Not to mention, you're supposed to notice these mines here and place them down, which I did, but I placed them in stupid places where the AI just walked around them and killed me. You can consider this the first of many silent or not so silent protests against this game's incredibly linear, forced, lack of player choice level design.
Call of Duty games have been designed that way since the first Call of Duty came out. What? He's got like a vendetta against like linear games. I swear to Christ. God of War, this. I wouldn't be surprised if he got pissed off at Sly Cooper or Jack and Daxter for being linear games. I mean, linear space games have been around for decades now, and he's getting pissed off and dogging on them. If you don't like the game you're playing, you don't have to play it, and you don't have to make a review on it. I don't know what his little vendetta against these games are, but he loves making everything about communism and political rights acts, but I don't know. Let's go on to the next clip.
Get down! I didn't even know there were enemies in front of us. I just wanted to see if I could kill people. Can I kill the normal people since I can't kill her? We gotta experiment. We gotta see the depths of the lack of player choice here.
Why is he making an argument about killing civilians in a Call of Duty campaign. I don't get this. You're not supposed to kill the civilians in a Call of Duty game. You're supposed to save them. And also, Modern Warfare 2 has more player choice than any of the Call of Duties that have been out, aside from Modern Warfare 3. But let's try to keep it on the dance floor and go to these next clips.
What? Mount is T. Mount is T. Oh, there you go. I just died. There's officially too many fucking buttons.
It's almost like playing a game on mouse and keyboard is one of the worst experiences of your life. Yeah, sure, I would love to press space, alt, T to crouch. It sounds fucking amazing. And also, why would you want to play a console game on a PC? I guess spending $2,500 to game on a PC is really worth it if it means I'm gonna get 35,000 extra frames.
Oh, there's an invisible wall. You gotta be fucking kidding me. I hate these fucking games.
Then why are you playing it?
This is like, what do you want, man? This could be a fucking cutscene. There's no reason I need to be playing this. As now we are playing as Mexican Special Forces, because as we just found out in Amsterdam, one of the major cartels smuggled Hassan over the border. And so Laswell has ordered Alejandro, who she apparently knows, to investigate. Honestly, my biggest problem with the rest of this campaign is that despite the fact this franchise is one giant recruitment ad for the US military, you actually don't play as an American at any point in this game.
Yeah, it's a recruitment ad. Just like how Sly Cooper is a recruitment ad for thieves, right? What's the problem with playing as a Mexican and a Brit? Does he not like playing as Mexicans and Brits? Was he trying to salivate the recruitment ad bit?
Immediately, then you're given a spy mission, a sort of Hitman ripoff, I guess, except with extremely limited mechanics. I just don't understand why games with no stealth mechanics keep having forced stealth segments. Now, it's not actually forced. If you get discovered, you can still shoot your way out of it, and I did. But I got discovered because there's no fucking indicators other than your compass for if an enemy is spotting you, and I didn't even know he was there because there's no radar. There's no way to know if someone is at your immediate right or behind you other than just going as slow as possible.
Imagine having such a bad skill issue that you blame the game for it.
Oh, and guess what? It's another stealth mission. Like the fourth fucking stealth mission or segment in fucking Call of Duty, dude.
I pray for this man if he gets his hands on an earlier copy of Call of Duty and plays the campaign on that shit. Ooh, why is he making it sound like every Call of Duty game before this one has never had a stealth segment? Whatever we do, we cannot let Synthetic Man play Call of Duty Ghosts.
What the hell is wrong with normies that they constantly need talking to hold their attention? Isn't actually playing the game engaging enough for you? Not that we're even really playing a game during this part. This was just painful. And the worst part is, at the end, you get ambushed by a shit ton of dudes. And I legitimately got stuck in that segment. And guess how I figured out how to win? I hid myself in a tiny room and just threw traps over the desk over and over again until I won. I know it's low-hanging fruit to make fun of AI in video games as it hasn't advanced since fucking Fear, but man, I am fucking tired of the same brain-dead aimbots that they call enemy AI.
Well, I'm gonna try to keep it on the dance floor and go to the next video.